Welcome everyone. Ben Legacy back here with you. Thank you for tuning in. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Today we're going to talk about a situation that's been getting out of fucking hand for years now. We're going to zero in San Francisco. Not that this only happens there, and I'm talking about car break-ins, because it's getting really uncontrollable, where the citizens have to do the footwork and they're doing their own investigations and shit, as you can tell in this clip.
He ran inside to get one thing. 15 seconds, maybe 30.
San Francisco resident Tyler Sturkle says he was loading up the family minivan for a spring break getaway when someone stole their bags.
There's nothing on the street, nothing. It is quiet, especially at 8 a.m. on Sunday morning. There was nothing going on.
After the robbery, his amateur sleuthing skills kicked in. He filled out a police report, put a message on Nextdoor, and quickly got a video from a neighbor a few doors up the street showing the only vehicle that drove by his home at 8 a.m. Sunday morning, a gold minivan with something strapped on the roof. 2 days after the robbery, he was walking through the neighborhood and spotted the van parked right here, 2 blocks away from where he lives. These are pictures he took of the van with the familiar-looking rug strapped to the roof. He says he even found evidence the van was stolen. He even walked up and talked with the person sitting in the passenger seat about the robbery 2 days earlier.
I told her why I was interested in this particular vehicle. I showed her the doorbell video from the neighbor on my phone, and she said, "Oh, that's terrible. I'm so sorry that happened to you."
This guy ultimately has to investigate his own, situation. And then, a couple days after, he's just walking down the street and sees the same suspicious car.
When he returned minutes later with his dog, he noticed the woman was gone, and he spotted one of his kids' stolen games inside, so he called police. 2 officers arrived within a half hour. The door was unlocked, so as police watched, he recovered some of his family's stolen property, including a cherished children's blanket and stuffed animal. But the laptops, iPads, and other expensive items were gone.
That was stupid, though. Never approach a crook if you think, especially, dude like that. You never wanna just, approach someone assuming that that's the situation, because what if he's completely wrong?
He then left and assumed police would wait for the thieves to return, but he ultimately got a call from officers saying they let the people in the van leave because it hadn't been reported stolen. That was a month ago, and he says he's heard nothing about arrests since. What are your thoughts on the way the police handled this?
Inexplicable.
After our interview and my inquiry to police about this, Sturkle says the SFPD called him and said a sergeant is now assigned to the case. A police spokesperson confirmed the details of the incident and tells us it's an open investigation with no arrests so far.
Not that it only happens here, but the fact that it's not really prosecuted here is another thing. It happens everywhere, obviously, in the whole wide world. But in San Francisco, it's like a free-for-all. You can really give, this guy had basically gave the department authorities the evidence on a silver platter, but yet to hear anything about it, no callbacks, no follow-throughs, and it continues to happen. So this guy and other people are actually getting people's license plates. They're getting facial recognitions. They're getting cars. They're getting their gear that they're wearing. They're getting streets times. Daily this is happening. What if that happened to be a whole nother car? And if you say you've seen the video game inside, how do you know that's your video game? And how come you simping and running to the police after you already approached this female and seen your kid's game in her car? So if you're going to be a vigilante, follow that shit all the way through. If not, just call the police initially, and don't be trying to do your own investigatory work, because that's how people be getting hurt. It ain't that serious. Property can be replaced, but your life cannot. So just remember that. But man, San Francisco PD, man, people give y'all evidence. Y'all need to do more.